Morning. I am first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week. We chat about what's going on in the world of weather. Hopefully get your day started off on the right note. It is certainly a busy news day. Late breaking details on many top stories on WESH 2 News over on CW18 as we speak. And of course, our colleagues over at the Today Show keeping you up to date on Channel 2. But this is your home for just weather and for just positivity. And I hope, if nothing else in the world, you know that we're going to give you that. Let's talk about the top 2 things we are watching in the weather world this morning. First and foremost, it's a nice start to the day, but yes, record heat is right around the corner. Let's take that tower cam shot full, see what's doing. There's downtown Orlando, blue skies, the sun is shining, it is gorgeous. How are you today? Hope you're having a great start to the day. Hope we're all going to be able to sit back and enjoy some of this nice weather. I've got my cup of coffee here. I'm doing coffee talk inside, but I do plan on relaxing by the pool later today. I'm doing this inside because I'm trying to remind myself I've got a lot of cleanup to do in the kitchen. The bomb that is 2 young children has struck. All right, 66 degrees in Orlando. It is 61 degrees right now in the Villages, 64 in Daytona Beach. Good morning to you, my friends. We're at 63 in Titusville, 60 degrees in Palm Bay. So we are looking great. We are feeling great. In terms of the forecast, we will start gorgeous around Central Florida. You going to load? There we go. Through the day, we'll watch those temperatures climb. 80 degrees by lunchtime, 87 degrees this afternoon. And aside from a couple of clouds here or there, yeah, it's not a bad one. Kevin Johnson says, happy work anniversary. Is it my work anniversary? I guess I know that it was February. Is today the day, Kevin Johnson, Mr. Trail Mix? How do you know? You're not even my manager anymore. Is today my day? Back in 2006, late February, I started with Hearst, but I don't remember the exact date. 16 years? It's 16. It is today, Kevin Johnson says. 16 years ago today. It's on my calendar. Trail Mix, my buddy. 16 years ago today, I started with my company. That's crazy. If you'd have told me 16 years ago that I'd be sitting talking to people on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, I would have probably said, what's a YouTube? And then I would have probably gone on to say, well, that's kind of neat. How has technology changed? Now, I started in 2001 in television, so I've got 20 years of television. But yeah, 16 years with the company. How funny. Thank you, Kevin Johnson, for that. How funny. Thank you very much, Arnett. Happy anniversary. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Elizabeth, good morning to you. Good morning, Mary. How are you? Freya, good morning. Wow, I'm all verklempt now. 16-year anniversary today. I've got, somewhere I have my, I've got on my shelf there my 15-year anniversary plaque. Yeah. Joanne says, hi, Eric. Was your boss surprised by your hurricane forecast? So let me just share with you. Okay, so we got a brief idea of today's forecast, and we'll get more in depth on that in a minute. So my boss, I worked with her 16 years ago when I got hired at WPBF 16 years ago. She was the 11 o'clock producer. Fast forward 16 years, I'm in Orlando. She's now, the position is called the news director. She's now the news department manager, the department head. So I mean, she and I have known each other obviously a very long time, and it's kind of neat because we've watched each other grow in our careers. So last year when we put out our hurricane forecast, we also did it in the WPBF Hurricane Special, my old station. She was the news director there. She had come back to West Palm Beach to be the news director. So she was familiar with it, but as I kind of took her through the journey yesterday and explained this year's forecast, she was, I don't want to say she was surprised. She was just, she was very interested, and it's pretty neat to have a manager that is very weather focused, very interested. So yeah, I very much enjoyed our chat. We ended up chatting about solar and battery backups, and what was so interesting is, she has lived in Miami, she's lived in West Palm Beach. She has a family just as I do, and she was asking me about solar and about batteries and all that, because the reason that I got my solar and batteries is so that when I'm at work covering hurricanes, I know that my family will have power, at least for a little bit. And so she was asking about that. So, it's always kind of neat to be able to help each other, all of us together, whether it's on Coffee Talk or whether it's, in person, just to kind of be able to plan for all those things. And just a reminder for those of you that hang out for Coffee Talk, March 1st is when I will publicly go over our 2022 hurricane forecast. So look forward to that. It is less than a week away. I can tell you that it's 100% done. The web article's done. My computer graphics are done. I went over it with her. But you know what? It's kind of like, even just last night, meteorologist Jeremy Nelson, who's the chief meteorologist at our sister station WJCL, he and I were chatting on the phone and going over some of the tweaks. And one of the reasons that I haven't put it out yet is because there are, you really, once it's done, it gives you this opportunity to really pore over the information and see, are there tweaks that need to be made? Do we need to continue to focus on things? Have we not labeled something correctly? Have we not gone as in depth as we should have? Is there something that we're missing? Those kinds of things. So, the one thing that I wanted to make sure is that we have plenty of time to focus on every little detail. And just last night, Jeremy Nelson and I were chatting about the Florester. Yeah, the Florester. You may remember the Florester. That's a part of the hurricane forecast. And we were asking, do we need to make this change to the forecast? And so we are 100% done with it, but there may be a tweak or two. The Florester is going to cycle around again early March. But as it starts getting closer and closer into computer model guidance, we want to take a look at it and really detail, do we add this area to the Florester part of the forecast? So anyway, March 1st, we will all be chatting. That is going to be the focus of the Coffee Talk that day. And what's kind of neat too is that Coffee Talk that day is 100% going to be based on the long-range forecast. That day is the launch of GOES-T, a brand new weather satellite. So there's that is going to be kind of a busy day. At any rate, let's talk about our local forecast, because there is no trouble in the tropics. Thank goodness. Today is just going to be hot. The breeze coming in off the ocean will feel great. It will look great. But oh, is it going to be toasty. Temperatures upper 80s. We are talking about the potential of records. Here's a look at the forecast records. Today, Thursday, forecast in Orlando is 87. The record is 90 degrees, set back in 1962. Sanford, I think you'll fall just shy of a record set back in 62. But look at Leesburg, my friends. I think you'll at least tie the record set back in 1962. We'll fall short in Daytona Beach. We'll fall short in Melbourne. With that onshore breeze, your temperatures are going to stay just a little bit lower. That's good. Freya says, life is good. Hoping I get this house. I hope you get the house too. March 1st is my brother's birthday. Well, hopefully we'll have good news for him. Brian, good morning to you. Elizabeth, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Bruce says, morning all. Getting too hot again. It is getting too hot again. We're watching that heat building. Watch over the course of this weekend into early next week, though. As that area of high pressure moves out, we're going to start to be able to clear out our weather picture. By Friday, there is a cold front north of us. That cold front will eventually be moving into our area, and that will allow the temperatures to drop. So for these next few days, it's toasty. Tomorrow, I think, is going to be about the peak heat, 88 degrees or so, the high temperature. That would make things 10 degrees above average. And then by Monday, temperatures drop back to about where they should be this time of year. The cold fronts, not really bringing in the cold for now. It's just putting us back to about where we should be. Don, good morning to you. Yarnette says, finally hot. Some like it hot, right? Jan says, gardening day for me today. Hey, anything outside I think is great. It's been a while since we've done a water park forecast. Volcano Bay. Look at that. With temperatures like this, I would imagine, yes, water park's not a bad idea. Debbie says, good morning, Eric. I really enjoy participating in Coffee Talk. We really enjoy having you. Thank you for hanging with us every morning. Beth says, hot. Oh, yeah, Ernette. My kids miss the hot sun. I get it. Look, my pool is going to be utilized today. I may even use it before the kids get home. Yeah, I think I might. No promises, but I think I might. So, water parks, we're talking yes. This is, thus far, absolutely the hottest week of the year. Today will be within vicinity of record. Tomorrow, I think, will be a notch closer to record. And then this weekend, again, will be close-ish to records. These next couple of days will be good. By the way, the weekend forecast, it's so important. If you know nothing more, know that the weekend planner is looking outstanding for both Saturday and Sunday. It looks great. Oh my gosh, the sun shines, the temperatures are warm. As they say, this is the stuff dreams are made of. It is just so nice. Emmy says, went to Aquatica yesterday and it was perfect. Oh, I was working. I'd have loved to go to Aquatica. Jeannie says, it will be hot way too soon enough. That's true. You're not wrong. Time for a visit to the springs where the water temperature is 72 degrees year-round, right? Finally, can do my son's birthday. That's a good thing. Debbie says, love this weather. Oh, yeah. Beth says the springs. Oh, yeah. 72 degrees year-round. I mean, this weekend. But, we started doing this not long ago. The little green icon, the little check mark icon. And we did that on the weekend forecast to help you know which day is better. Which day looks perfect. I love when we can put the check mark on both days. You know what I mean? I love when we can do that. Meanwhile, other parts of the country are having to deal with other stuff. Not my jam. But here, we get to enjoy that perfect weather. I love it. I love it when a plan comes together, as they say. So let's talk about the 7-day forecast then, okay? So today, near records. Tomorrow, near records. Yeah. Even this weekend, there's that cold front. It does bring in a few showers to the mix Monday and Tuesday. Not a big deal, but a few showers to the mix. And then we're back to 80 degrees. I don't think I'm going to turn off my pool heater. I think we're on for a little while. Yeah. Was out early for a sunrise picture, John says. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Judy, good morning. How are you doing with your weight loss journey? I'm good. I'm at 158 right now. When you think about it, I weighed 285, and I'm at 158 right now. Hi, Stell. Did you have breakfast? Good girl. My sweet Stella. My sweet Stella. Yeah. Joanne says we do need some rain. That is very true. Let's look at the stats. That's a good point. First off, our fire danger index looks at moisture in the soil, atmospheric conditions, yada, 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 yada. All of us are in the yellow. Yeah, we're in the moderate category. Now, we're not quite to like that peak fire season yet, although we're rapidly getting there. February, March, April, even into early May. We'll watch these levels go into high, very high extreme, especially when we get a drop of humidity. So just be cognizant. No burning, nothing like that. The fire danger index absolutely continues to climb. And when we look at the year rainfall data, we're not like 7 or 8 inches behind, but we are certainly in the red, right? 2 inches, give or take, depending on your neighborhood. So we are definitely dry. We definitely need the rain. It was 7 degrees in Colorado yesterday. No, thank you. Gary says, my horses are so much calmer. No wind gets up their tuchus. Yeah. Judy says, wow, You lost a huge amount. Looking great. Thank you, my dear. Joanna says, let's talk about Ukraine. Respectfully, let's not. There are plenty of venues for that. This is just not one of them. This is where we talk about weather. This is where we talk about positivity. This is where, this is not the place for that. So respectfully, don't want to address it. It's not my beat. I'm a weather guy, for God's sake. I'm a father. I'm a husband. And I'm a weather guy. I didn't go to journalism school. I didn't go to foreign policy school. It's just not the place for it. Yeah. Joanna says, don't want to get the fire season like Palm Bay had in 08. Oh, listen. Or what about Flagler County in 98, right? Interesting dynamics, though. You know, it's kind of interesting. I have gone over my hurricane forecast with everybody on our weather team. And Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi and I were chatting just last night about El Nino and La Nina and how, first off, that's playing into my hurricane forecast this year. But second off, it's also, you know, it plays into hurricane forecasts every year, but that's definitely taking a center stage with our forecast. And then beyond that, you know, we have to think about if we transition from one to another, what that means to hurricane forecasts, to cold fronts, to rain, to severe weather, to all of these things. So, you know, we had kind of an interesting discussion about that yesterday and how the trends are looking. So, yeah, we'll definitely be addressing it all. Yeah. We need fires to control the weeds. Not in my yard, though. I need to go put my lazy tuchus outside to control those weeds. Need to go weed picking. Ugh, what a pain in the neck that is. Bruce says, last year drive-through, I was on it, and you look so different from now. Major props to you. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Beth says, love your neighbor. Christine, water parks open? Absolutely. Jan says, yes, no politics, thank you. Right. You can go anywhere. Believe me, there is no shortage of politic information on the internet or, you know, foreign policy information on the internet. This is not that place. Respectfully, yours. Have a great day, everyone. Be the sunshine, Marie says. Hey, have a great one. Thanks for hanging out. Kathy says, good Thursday morning. Yes, please stick to the weather. No problem. I will stay in my lane for sure. I appreciate that. Nikki, thank you for keeping Coffee Talk about the weather and life. Other stuff is pervasive. Yeah. That's not what we do here. Absolutely. Let's see here. Joanne says, what is this year going to be, La Nina or El Nino? Well, we've been in La Nina for a couple of years. So all I will say is we're due for an adjustment. There's a quick preview. Yeah, we've been in La Nina for quite a while. So we're due for an adjustment. There's your quick preview of sorts. Worked in my yard yesterday. It's so nice out. Love having a pretty yard. Yeah, you know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the yard, jump in the pool, then get on with my day. Yep. Nancy, have a great day. Patty says, I love our politics-free zone. Well, yeah, me too. And if somebody wants to talk about it, they can just get blocked. You know, well, I mean, I warn them, but like, you know, when this is not a place to start fights. This is just all about positivity. That's my goal. It's the morning, for God's sake. We're just trying to get through the day. Sipping our coffee, getting the day started. Pat, could you put up the March future? Oh, yeah. So, yeah. March. It's funny. I was talking to somebody about it just the other day. I have been so focused on my hurricane forecast, I have not revisited the March long-range forecast. So give me some time. I will put out an updated March forecast. I've said this like a few weeks ago. Christine says, I love that you said they'd be blocked. Man, I don't want to deal with that garbage. I said this a couple of weeks ago, but with Dad being in the hospital and just being in the weeds of parenting, this long-range forecast stuff, even though I have time to work on it at work, I have to work on it at home, and I've just not had the time because my extra time has been dedicated to seeing Dad. So I've just not had time to work on the March forecast. I've been full bore on the hurricane forecast, and so respectfully, I'll get it. Let me just finish tweaking the hurricane forecast, and then I will get to the March outlook. Yeah. I have it done, but I haven't like revisited it. Let's just look and see, like, is it garbage? This is where it is now. Yeah. This is where it is now, but I feel like it's not even worth. I need to revisit it because that was done a while ago. I just need to revisit it. Now that we've had a second, we're into our third cycle. I need to look at that. So give me a couple of more days. We'll get that taken care of. We have summer. Good morning, y'all. Mercy. Good morning. How are you? Have an eye appointment this morning, Nancy. Hopefully all things good. What's for dinner tonight? We're just doing meatloaf. Simple beef meatloaf. I have 2 meatloaf recipes. I have a turkey meatloaf, and I have a just a beef meatloaf recipe. So we'll do that. Yesterday was sopa. I had a nice cream of chicken. Becca, Eric, we get it. The hurricane forecast takes a lot of time to do. It's wild how much time it takes. It really is wild. And then coordinating, the other thing is, like, my entire wesh.com article is written, and it's no short read. It's probably a 4 or 5 minute read. I also I send it to a few very close friends for them to preview it. Not because I'm like, you want a preview of the hurricane forecast? But rather, would you read my grammar? Would you check for spelling errors? Will you help me? Does this make sense? Because I'm taking such a complex subject matter and I'm trying to distill it down. And frankly, it's such a big topic. It's very difficult to distill down. So I've had a very few. I've had the entire weather team read it. I've had my digital media manager at Wesh read it, and I've had like 1 or 2 very close friends read it, and that's it. 1 or 2 very close friends read it. Just making sure that they can check the spelling and the grammar, and did I explain this the best I could? Because I don't want a hurricane forecast that you can't read and understand. It's not written for a meteorologist. It's written for Joe Blow, parent, who's just trying to understand what the snot's going on in the hurricane season, That's all. Do you put anything on top of your meatloaf? Like ketchup, barbecue sauce mixture kind of thing? I don't go very fancy with it. I'm in the weeds of parenting. I can't wait for this upper respiratory infection to go away. Oh, I feel like I can't wait for my allergies to go away. I'm making your famous chicken for dinner tonight. I can't wait to try it. The sauce is the boss there. The chicken's good and easy, and it comes out delicious. Pull that knuckle out, or the tendon, or whatever that thing is called. But yeah, the that thirsty turtle sauce is where it's at. Yeah. Becca says you need Grammarly. It's funny. A friend just told me about Grammarly. I had never heard of it before. I need to go and look at that. While you say that, let me open that up in a new tab. Ironically, I Google it and it says it's a Ukrainian-American company. Compose bold, clear, mistake-free writing with Grammarly's new AI-powered desktop app. Well, interesting. I'll have to run my hurricane forecast through Grammarly. Interesting. Are we clear from any frost going forward? So, I would say, let me just eyeball to see if we've got any colder trends coming up. So March is cycle day 15 through 45. So it does look like March does trend cooler. Yeah, it does look like it trends a little cooler. Yeah. It does look like there's some opportunities to get a little cooler in March. So, yeah. Kyle just got here, but I thought I saw March Outlook. We are getting married on the 19th outdoors. Is it going to be nice? So, Kyle, I put it up for like 2 seconds, and I had only done that based on one LRC cycle. Give me a little bit of time to work on it again, to redo it now that we're into our third LRC cycle, and I can give it better. I just don't want to give you bad, kind of a rough draft of things, which is what that was. Kim says Grammarly's great. How have I never heard of this? Mercy says you're awesome, Eric. Weather family recipes, we love it. God save. Thank you, Carla. Grammarly's awesome. Well, now I'm hungry. Yeah, Grammarly helped me pass my English class. How interesting. How interesting. Brian says my meatloaf is 2/3 beef, 1/3 pork for a total of 2 pounds. Interesting. Topped with ketchup, dry mustard, brown sugar, glaze over slightly crisp bake. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, I like that. Beth, done with the cold? No, again, March does look like there are a couple of opportunities to trend cooler. It looks like there are 2 opportunities, like mid-month-ish. So, yeah. I will take any cool weather before humidity and heat return for the duration. I don't think we're there. If you look at our relative humidity values these next few days, it does stay low. So even though we are warm, it's not crazy humidity. As Gabby says, nice, but a lot of humidity. Not compared to summer though, at least. Beth says, yes, always bacon. I have never used bacon in a meatloaf before. Never even thought about that. I mean, bacon's good with everything, but never thought about that. Does cooler mean chance of frost? Nancy's asking. You have to understand your limitations for long-range forecasting. A cooler trend just means that the pattern shifts cooler. I can't get into the weeds of that because it just doesn't work that way. Yeah. Sweet onions, sweet peppers, panko breadcrumbs, and the meat mix, plus a few other things. All right, Brian, now you're going to have to send me your recipe because I'm going to want to try that. Can you do that? I'd love that. I use panko breadcrumbs in my my turkey meatloaf. Where's Eric's page with recipes? It's not like I have. I steal everybody's recipes. Don't think for a minute that I'm over here like developing recipes. I don't work that way. I just steal everybody else's recipes that I like. Patty says bacon makes everything better. Oh, I don't disagree with that at all. Bacon is the second wonder of the world. But Eric, there are other wonders of the world. I know. John, listening mode activated. Got to get that life going. Nothing wrong with that. Sonia says, if the weather can stay in the 70s, I'd be a happy girl. Listen, if the weather could stay in the 70s, I think we'd all be happy girls. But alas, that's not where we're at. Oh, well. Tanya says, I use Cracker Barrel Copycat for meatloaf. It's the best I've ever had. Really? Okay, now let me click. That may be. That does look delicious. Canola oil, bell pepper. Oh, it's funny. I was just thinking, I'm like, I need to go to the supermarket to buy stuff. Somebody stole my card number. I got a notification last night that I had like $26 in my bank account. I'm like, whoa. Like, I never let it get that low. Amazon and a certain non-kosher website, if you catch my drift. And I'm like just yesterday, there were like hundreds of dollars spent on Amazon. And I'm like, I was at Wesh all day working. I certainly didn't do this. So anyway, my card, might as well tear that up. So I'm like, I think what they said, I called the bank yesterday and I think we got it all straightened up. I think my Apple Pay will work. From what they said, they moved my Apple Pay over to the new card. So I don't know if Publix takes Apple Pay. I need to figure out who takes Apple Pay because this is my wallet and this is my card. That card is worthless now because they have negated those numbers. So I need to figure out my next step. Yeah. Need to figure out my next step. Brian says I hate a thief, right? Well, and it's just like it's frustrating. Tara says, yes, Publix takes Apple Pay. Okay. All right. They do take Apple Pay. Then I can go, because I'm like, if I'm doing a different recipe, I'm probably going to have to get other ingredients I don't have. I do have the ingredients for my beef meatloaf, but that other one, somebody sent, unless Brian gets me his. If you get me yours, I can do yours. If not, this Cracker Barrel meatloaf looks awful good. Unless Brian gets me his, then I can do that. Sonia says, I believe Publix does. Frank, Winn-Dixie takes Apple Pay. I don't even know that there's a Winn-Dixie near me. I don't think there is. Joanne, RFD prevention wallet. Got mine after mine was hacked too. Yeah, well, and so it just tells me that, like, yeah, this is an RFID deal. But somebody must have skimmed me or something at some point. It looks like it's just my debit card, which, at least the bank is going to help me out with that. Super frustrating. Super frustrating. Kimberly says Aldi takes Apple Pay. I love Aldi, and they're right up the road. Tanya says banks and credit card companies are pretty good at helping out. It's true. It's true. Brian says I will PM it pretty close to the Cracker Barrel without the cheese. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. I want to see that. I'd love to be able to tell Jeannie, like, hey, there's a new meatloaf recipe. Tell me what you think. Looks like some Publix stores take Apple Pay available chain-wide on April 4th. Got it. So just some of them do. Okay. All right. I'll have to figure that out. At any rate, there's your forecast. It is going to be nice and toasty. Just a reminder, my friends, March 1st, be here. Coffee Talk, 8 a.m., March 1st. Jeremy Nelson will be here. We are going to talk exclusively in a special edition of Coffee Talk about our 2022 hurricane forecast. All right? All right, listen, be the sunshine in someone else's day, would you? Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I will see you this afternoon at 3:30. We are talking more about the heat and about that weekend forecast. Be good.